Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. His name is Mike Brenner. We're the odds couple. We come from sportsbookreview.com. It's Wednesday, November 2nd, and it's week 10 in college football. We're talking with Joe Gavazzi from winningsportsadvice.com. Winningsportsadvice.com. We're going to cover the TCU Baylor game here. Mike Brenner, as you know, I went official on this one. Opening, on the opening line, I bet it at 10. In our Monday show, I had to take 9 because the line had gone down. Now it's 7.5. I did take TCU. TCU's 1-7 against the spread this year, but this is a week where I think they might be able to get there might be a good bet to get a cover. Baylor, though, is also just 2-5 against the spread on their, in their right. And so the question is just, is TCU going to be able to keep it close? If you think yes, I think you bet them, and that's what I think, and that's what I did. What do you think, Mike Brenner?
Well, what's the line sitting at right now?
Well, now it's down to 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. And you got it at 10, right?
I bet it at 10 for the 10. Show. I had to take 9.
Yeah, down to 7. Okay. Well, obviously, I just think Baylor's got some holes there. They got some defensive issues. They can score offensively, but TCU's been definitely underachieving all year, and I know that's got to be in their in their crawl, just eating them alive. So this is that time of year when I've seen this team before take off and start putting things together. I think they're going to give them a battle. I think it's going to be one hell of a game anytime you have that type of rivalry, because it is really. I don't know, Pete. I'm off of it myself, but I'm anxious to hear what Joe has to say. He's got a good read on teams like this. And
Joe Gavazzi, I'm all over TCU here, and the early week line movement agrees with that. What's your take on it?
You're on the right side there, Peter.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Joe Gavazzi.
Pistol just took a sigh of relief.
And you took a good solid value number with a +10. Line since plummeting downward to 7.5, based on the fact that quarterback Seth Russell and Shock Linwood, 2 key primetime players for Baylor, are injured in this game and may not make posts. We'll have to check that out later in the week, of course. Baylor playing with undefeated letdown in this game, and we know that any team who starts the season with 5 consecutive victories comes off their first loss, as the Bears did last week in Texas, and is now a favorite of 7 more points, are a solid play against in their next game following that first loss. Can TCU take advantage? Well, I think there's enough value in the line to let them take advantage of that. They have played much better defensively. Their main problem the first 6 games, and their last 2 games in which they've come oh so close, especially versus Texas Tech last week, an overtime loss. Key stat to this game, coaching of 16th year TCU headman Patterson, who's now 16-4 against the spread, taking 7 or more points. We'll line up with the Frogs as dog. Take TCU plus more than a touchdown.
All right, that sounds good. And actually, Mike Brenner, I didn't breathe a sigh of relief at all, and not because I don't care what Joe Gavazzi says, but just because I was sure he was going to be on TCU.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know, and I could tell it. I'm just saying, you just had that look like, who?
Well, I was happy to hear it, but I would have been shocked if
but that line movement tells me right now you're already cashing that ticket. But I like what Joe touched on, because after week 3 or 4, I think it was, they had a meeting, and TCU was talking about, we got to straighten out this defense, and I think they have the last couple games, and I think that momentum defensively is going to affect Baylor more than people think. I'm telling you, this could be an outright win. I mean,
sure. An outright win would not be a shock at all. Joe Gavazzi's website, winningsportsadvice.com. Right now, the line is down to 7.5. Joe Gavazzi recommending a play on TCU plus 7.5. I would agree with that. Joe Gavazzi, thanks so much.
Thanks, Joe.
Research before you bet. Be sure to check out SBR Picks for the best game predictions, breakdowns, and much, much more.